Okay, so remember this is a review. The square means write it twice. And then I'm going to distribute. So I'm going to distribute the x. So x times x will give me x squared. X times negative 3 will give me negative 3x. I'm going to do the same thing with the negative 3. I'm going to distribute the negative 3 as well. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So we're going to combine our like terms. Bring down our x squared. Negative 3x minus 3x is negative 6x. Same signs we add and keep. Okay, so the answer would be D. Okay, solve for the y values. Notice that my equal signs do not match up, so I'm going to have to do u substitution. So I'm going to rewrite the equation as negative 5x plus parentheses equals to negative 4. So this is what I'm going to write in my parentheses. So since there's an invisible 1, I'm just going to go ahead and bring it all down. So I'm going to combine my like terms and subtract negative 2. So negative 5x plus 2x are different signs, so we're going to subtract, keep the sign of the larger number. Negative 4 minus 2, negative 6, same sign, we add and keep. Divide by negative 3. Okay, so x turns out to be negative 6 divided by negative 3 is positive 2. Now, I'm not done because it's asking me to solve for the y value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the second equation again. And wherever I see an x, I'm going to substitute the 2 that we got in the first answer. So we're going to have 4 plus 2. And 4 plus 2 is 6. So my y value is y equals to 6. Okay, graph the system. So we're going to do like we did before. We're going to start with our y-intercept. Okay, so we're going to put a dot on 3, our y-intercept. From there, we're going to go down 1 to the right 3. Down 1 to the right 3. Since there's no line underneath, it's going to be a dashed line. And because this y is greater than the line, I want all the values of y to be greater than the line. So I'm going to shade the top of the line. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to graph negative 2. From there, I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Again, since there's no line underneath, it's going to be a dash. And because y is less than the line, I want all my y values to be smaller than the line, so I'm going to shade the bottom of the line. And my answer is going to be where both the blue and the red cross, which would be this area right here. Okay, so this one says, the dance at Whittier High School was last Friday. The tickets sold for $3 a piece if they were bought in advance. At the door, tickets cost $5. A total of 130 tickets were sold, and the ticket sale totaled $550. Okay, so here's my money, and here's my total. How many students bought tickets in advance? So we're going to have a total equation and a money equation. So the two things that we're talking about were tickets sold in advance and at the door. And the total number of tickets sold were 130. Advance tickets cost $3 each. At the door, $5. And a total of $550 were sold. Since we're trying to find tickets in advance, we're going to get rid of at the door. So that means I need to multiply the top equation by negative 5. So negative 5 times a will give me negative 5a minus 5d equals negative 650. Okay, bottom stays exactly the same. Okay, so notice the doors cancel. So negative 5a plus 3a, negative 2a. We're going to subtract, keep the sign of the larger number. Negative 650 plus 550. Again, we're going to subtract, keep the sign of the larger number. We're going to divide by negative 2. So negative 100 divided by negative 2 is 50. So 50 tickets were sold in advance. Okay, number 18 says, does the graph represent a function? Explain why or why not. So remember, in order for it to be a function, the x values cannot happen twice. So we're going to use the vertical line test. Okay, so notice that the x value happens twice. So this would be no, it's not a function. And then you would have to write a complete sentence of why this is not a function. Either it does not pass the vertical line test, the x value happens twice, so it needs to be a complete sentence. Okay, number 19. So we're going to solve. So once again, notice that my equal signs line up. I am going to get rid of the y's first, only because they're smaller numbers. 6 and 8 are larger than 2 and 5. So I look at the 2 and 5 and go, okay, what is the number that they both have in common? This number that they both have in common. And that would be 10. So I'm going to have to multiply the top equation by 5, the bottom equation by 2. So 5 times 6 would be 30x. 5 times 2 would be negative 10y. And 5 times 10 would be 50. 2 times 8 is 16. 5 times 2 is 10. And 2 times, then we're going to add. So notice my y's cancel. 30x plus 16x is 46x. 50 plus 42 is 92. Divide by 46. So x is 2. Okay. Not done. You have to solve for y now. So I'm going to pick one of the equations. It does not matter which one. And wherever you see an x, you're going to substitute a 2. So you're going to get 12 minus 2y is equal to 10. You're going to subtract 2. And then you're going to divide by negative 2. So y turns out to be positive 1. So my point of intersection, or my solution, is going to be 2, 1. Okay, write a system or equation that has no solution and explain how you know it has no solution. So remember, in order for it to have no solution, that means the two lines are going to be parallel, which means that we're going to have 0, 0, a number. So there's more than one answer for this. I can write 2x plus 4y equals to 1. So remember, I need 0, 0, a number. So I'm going to write 2x minus 4y equals to negative 5. Okay, that's an example of a system or equation that has no solution. And the reason they have no solution is because these two lines are parallel. Okay, so find the solution of the system's equation by graphing. So in order to solve the system of equation by graphing, we need to know the point of intersection. So we're going to graph both of these lines and find the point of intersection. So once again, we're going to start with our y-axis and our y values. So we're going to put a dot on 2. That's my y-intercept. From there, I'm going to go up 2 to the right 3. Up 2 to the right 3, and I can keep going up 2 to the right 3. Remember, when you draw these lines, you want to make them exact. So you want to use a straight edge. Otherwise, you're going to be off. So same thing, I'm going to put a dot on 6. From there, I'm going to go down 2 to the right 3. 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 And then I'm going to go ahead and graph it. So my point of intersection is going to be 3, comma 4. And that is my solution to my system. Okay. So solve the following equations. So in order to solve these equations, you just have to think, what number can you square that's going to give you 4? So what number times itself will give you 4? So that would be x equals to 2, because 2 squared equals to 4. So what number can you square that's going to give you 9? 3, because 3 squared gives you 9. What number can you square that's going to give you 25? 5, because 5 squared gives you 25. And then the last one, what number can you square that gives you 100? 10, because 10 squared gives you 100.